GMG Presents.
GMG Presents.
Global Music Group.
GMG, bitch.
GMG's moving forward.
Man, expect the best. Tupac back. Let's get it.
So the process starts with sitting down in the studio with an artist and finding out what do they want out of their career, what the vision they have for their record and their music. And we go from there and we build a sound around that, around their vision, and try to incorporate their vision into music, if you will. And we mix the records, master the records, and then we sit down and talk about, okay, so how are we going to market these records? Where we want to market? Because all records aren't for everybody. So we figure out who we want to market them to, how we want to go about marketing it. Then you go through that process of figuring out that, marketing the project, and then you got the tour to promote the project. So it's the beginning to end process that we're involved in. It's almost like it's what the labels used to do back in the day, from artist development, which really doesn't exist anymore. But we are kind of bringing that back. So we're definitely it's definitely a family atmosphere because we care about what the artist becomes, and it's almost like watering a flower. You want to watch the whole thing grow up and be live and be successful. So,
well, as far as the DC music scene goes, you know, it's always been a situation where people have been trying to figure it out for themselves. I feel what Jay is doing with GMG is exactly what, you know, is needed here in the area. It's like we need more professional situations here because everybody's trying to, you know, figure it out, or they may be using people or using the wrong people to get into the business. So to me, this situation is like perfect. You know, it helps to answer a few of the questions.
Well, when I first met Jay, it was on a songwriting producer type of relationship. I met him through one of our artists now, Tiavani Lewis, aka Nikki Worldwide. And when writing and doing, trying to get stuff done for her album, we just kind of gelled. We gelled, and I had written Deep Breath, which is a record that Jay produced, song that I had wrote a few years before meeting, and it was just really organic. You know, we got in the studio, we did our thing, and I still had my artist hat on at the time. I was still trying to do my thing and get my buzz out there. And I think, you know, with it being as organic as it was, shooting a video, working with some heavy hitting choreographers that happen to be really good friends and family of mine. So I think it just showed me on a professional level what I was capable of, not being the artist. I mean, Jay and I were working to do all of that for Kriston, the artist, but I think that's kind of when I transitioned and want to take the artist hat off and find somebody who was a little bit more, you know, young. For instance, I'm getting older. I can't move around and slide on the floor like I used to. So I just want to find that artist and that person where I can believe in them, they can trust us, and they can believe in us, and we can just grow and evolve together. That's what makes me the artist relations manager, because I can relate to the artist. I can relate to their creativity. I can relate to their passion, you know, behind wanting this mix to sound that way, or wanting that master to be that way, and, you know, not wanting the wardrobe to look like this or that. I can relate to that part, but I also know how it has to be functional on a business standpoint. So I think I meet both requirements.
I put a spin on things that Chris and John don't. So because I have that ear for music, sometimes I guess you could say they think something's hot and I don't. So if I don't like it, I'll tell them to change something, and normally it works out for the best.
So I met Anthony through Jay, and Jay and I actually, like I mentioned earlier, started working together in 2013. I just recently met Anthony, and you know, I think the way Jay introduced us was the part that made more sense, because Jay already knows me and he already knows Anthony. So when he brought Anthony to my attention, as far as him coming on board as a CFO and just having a lot of great ideas as it relates to the financial part of what we're doing, I was open to meet him. He just has that family feel. He's honest, he's truthful. You know, the first day we met, I think he was telling me, oh no, I don't like that. And I can respect that. And you know, he's not trying to shake and move and take away from what we're already doing. He's trying to add to it and get us there. So as far as that goes, we all just gel well, and we all have a common goal and we all know our respective lanes in order to make it work. And even in my lane, if there's something that Jay may not be comfortable with, or something that makes Anthony say, okay, hold on, I can be receptive to listen to them because I know they respect my lane as well as I do theirs. So it's not a lot of ego, we're all just working toward a common goal.
Chris is high maintenance.
Those lights are good, guys, because I'm hot. As soon as I came in here, like, whoosh.
Yeah.
You said you was gonna do something with my edges, boo.
Do you want me to put the white thing?
Start filming. All right, like.
Chris is the loud, energetic, ADD type one, but he keeps the energy and keeps everybody excited, and he gets really excited about everything, which brings the excitement level up for everybody. Anthony, he's the glue. He's the one that kind of is always coming up with these ideas, and then he's always making sure everything is cool on the back end as far as that goes. Me, I'm kind of like, I guess, the quiet storm, I guess. I'm just there to kind of guide the ship through and make sure everything is clicking on all cylinders, and to keep us focused. That's the main thing.
I think it works really well when you have the 3 different personalities traits. None overlap. So when you're able to keep it at a creative level, but at a steadfast level, it's not overbearing. So when you have Chris getting really random or high maintenance in terms of what he wants and his vision, I can help dial it back, and then John can help drive it further. So that's the best part of having the 3 different mindsets work together as one.
You know what, I can't even say that I'm surprised, because I already saw that it was a lot of work to put into this artist in particular.
It was a lot of foreshadowing going on too. I mean, come on, that whole Miami trip, like that thing set everything.
That was the telltale sign, because that was the first time I feel like we really invested in her, took her under our wing.
Right.
You know, took her around some really heavy hitting producers, right, where she could have really impressed them in that moment. That was an opportunity for her, and she was more so in the way.
Right.
So, she was talented. She was really talented, but it's a lot more of a person and character that comes along with making the star that we're trying to make. So, enough about that. We need to move forward and figure out how we're going to scout and find our next big hit. I think we have all the resources.
Absolutely.
We have all the avenues right now.
So we should just set up like auditions.
I think that's what we need to do, but it needs to be like a different kind of audition, not the type of audition that people are used to. We need to have a really good panel of people that we really work with, and show people that we actually have the avenues and the resources. I think we need to, you know, show them our credibility, get a panel of people that they do know, and not just have them come and perform, but after they perform, do an elimination process. Because at this point, like, we want industry standards. So I think that even with our auditions, it needs to be set up where like they come in like a regular audition, they have their piece, their song, whatever they wanted to do. Yeah. Give them 3 minutes.
I would say 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah, I would say 2 minutes. Not even, because we don't need to hear all of that.
You can tell what someone will be like as soon as they start. If I'm on that panel, you suck. I don't want to hear you for 3 minutes.
I think 2 minutes is pretty generous.
Okay, so with the 2 minutes in, after we filter through the people that we feel like had talent, we can actually teach them.
The biggest thing is I want to make sure that right now DC isn't seen, or the DMV area is not really seen as a music hub. And I think it is. I mean, there's so many different cultures and genres all right here. It's one big melting pot. So I would like GMG to be a part of this movement of putting the DMV area on the map for being a musical hub. A lot of times, and a lot of artists that I've come in contact with, they don't even dream of anything outside of this area. They can't see that. So I would like to take a little piece of DMV with us everywhere we go, and kind of bring that back to the DMV area and say, okay, see, this is what you can accomplish.
All right, so let's talk about venues then.
It's your city. You know it.
Right.
DC.
Right.
All day.
All right, so remember that venue that where what's the name just performed at? No. No, I'm talking about where we had the video release party for Get It Right.
Oh, right there by the Union Station, right.
Right, downstairs. I was thinking about that venue.
It's a stage.
It's a stage. Sound is already included. Engineer.
Okay.
And from what I understand, it was, I mean, the price was pretty.
Yeah, it's definitely feasible. Okay, let me write that. Let me open up a Word document.
I mean, it's an option.
So venues.
And that was what, it was like a coffee house though, right? Second quarter, I think that's what we gotta really shoot for. So we're talking about second quarter, third quarter.
So our strategy for the first quarter is now going to be the auditions.
The auditions. Right.
So what dates are we looking at?
It was a destined thing. Like we just didn't stop. You know, like GMG, this ball is going to keep rolling. Like one act doesn't stop this show, and I think it taught us to kind of step up and do what we had to do because we put so much marketing plans, we put so much energy into this one artist and plan to build GMG around this one flop-ass artist who didn't deliver, and we have other people involved when we're trying to get the ball rolling, so we had to go into crash mode. So the only thing we could do was a freaking audition. Right. And then, that wasn't easy.
The goal is pretty much to bring the art back to music in a creative manner that helps the artist. So we're not a record label, we're a consulting firm for the artist. We're managing the artist to their vision and to ours, of course. But you want to bring that control back to where the artist feels they're in control, but they have the entity around them that's running the show for them. A lot of times nowadays you see a lot of artists, they're being told where to go, but they don't even know where they're going. So I think with GMG, we're bringing back the consulting, the songwriting, the atmosphere to the music that's missing. A lot of times it feels like it's just a big machine now churning out robots. Everyone sounds the same, doing the same thing. Whereas for us, we're not doing that. We're giving you constructive criticism, we're helping you get to where you want to go, and we're just going to make your vision happen with ours. So if we can be the biggest mainstream firm out there, that's the goal.
My name's Vanessa Johnson, and this is my son Anthony, and I'm here just to support him, and I'm really interested in what they're doing, and it's really exciting. Well, ever since he was a little boy, he had a huge vision of what he wanted to be. He wanted to be a successful mogul, and that included a business mogul, a music mogul, any type of mogul that was going to be a visionary in a field. So he started off as a little guy wanting to achieve big things, and I guess one story I'd like to share is when he was about 10, he wanted to be a referee, and I know that seems like it's something small, but none of the adults could pass the test, and he was the very first one to pass the test, and surpassing all the adults. And I told him, if you can put your mind to it, you can do it, and I will finance the uniforms, which at that time was about $500. And he passed the test on the first try, and he was one of the youngest referees.
I'm a military brat. I've lived in 8 different countries. I lived in Okinawa, of course the US, the Czech Republic, England, South Africa, Pakistan, India, Egypt. As you can say, I'm a student of music. I have the ear for it. Living in those different countries, I've been able to digest the sound. So I just love music.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's much bigger than I thought it was going to be. The entertainers or the artists are fantastic. I'm excited because I don't want to leave. I think I'm missing something.
It's just going to be good to have them on marketing material all together, you know? Come audition to be the leading artist of GMG, panel Chucky Thompson, Casey of Black Alley, DJ Heat from 85.5, like... Oh, child, I don't dance for real. I'm saying, when I'm about to go, exactly.
I think there's tremendous talent here. It's just, I don't think the platforms there are enough platforms and enough avenues for them to showcase their talent. Not just here, but outside of this area as well.
I think there's a ton of talent here in DC. I just feel like people need to understand their worth. You know, DC has a sound and a vibe that is known all over the world. And a lot of people from here don't realize what it is. You know, but sometimes it takes to leave the city to understand how valuable the city is, you know. And I feel like situations like this is really gonna help to make that happen. You know, you find the right people, you put them in the right situations, and you know, we can only hope and pray that everything works out, that we get some hit records and get some more things happening in the world that's valuable and valid.
So you're talking about having a host or MC for this? Well, actually, we need a MC or a host for this event.
We're actually headed to the GMG Presents audition. Super excited. There's some very talented people here. Well, not here, I know, because this is my home area. Shout out to DMG. And I'm super excited to be a part of seeing my team really expand and give everyone the opportunity to be a part of what we have going on here at GMG. So you all stay tuned. It's about to get crazy.
I think that GMG definitely has the capabilities of being, you know, one of the main forces in the city to help bring professionalism back into the game, you know. But that's pretty much what was needed, you know. It needs a level of professionalism.
Exactly. So that's what we're going for.